Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul. I hope you are all having an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this reading here today. We are here for a pop-up, and you guys, I am super excited for today's pop-up reading because I know it is going to be a doozy. It's going to be ultra in-depth. What we are going to be chatting about here today is the purpose of you meeting the person on your mind, your specific person. Whoever came to mind when this reading found you and you felt called to click on it. We are going to be doing an ultra deep dive today, you guys, and the purpose of this reading is for you to get to the bottom of why you met each other, why they met you, why you met them, so on and so forth. Because there's always a greater purpose. And I can tell you right out the gate that this is going to be an intense reading. There is so much to unpack already just with these first 8 cards that I've pulled for us. So I'm not quite sure what the timing of this reading is going to be here today, but I am going to sort of fly by the seat of my pants and just go with the flow. So I can guarantee you that we will cover the baseline purpose of the two of you meeting in this lifetime. We may or may not have time to get into the tarot with their thoughts and feelings, but I will certainly at least pull a few channeled messages from them to you towards the end, as well as a short message for you, because I do like to keep that a staple in nearly all of my pop-up readings. But essentially, we're going to kind of go with the flow. I wouldn't be surprised if this takes up most of the time that we have here today. So let's just buckle up for the ride. There's a lot to unpack here. The very first thing that I want to get out for you here today in regards to the connection with this person is that it is a very impactful one. In fact, I would not be shocked if it's probably, like, I suppose if there was like a ranking system in your life or something like that, if this person was at the very tippy top of that ranking system when it comes to like the significant impact another human being has had on your life, okay? It's extreme and it's extra, okay? At the very least, I would say they're one of the most impactful people you've probably ever met in your lifetime, if not the most, okay? And the reason I can say that with such confidence, there are several reasons, I suppose, is because it seems like this person has been a very great catalyst of change in your life, okay? I feel like this person has almost I just heard the word rearranged. It's like this person has almost rearranged the foundation that you had previously laid for yourself before meeting them or deepening your connection with them, okay? Now, usually in the beginning of my readings, I'm able to get a good gauge of whether or not this is a no contact situation or if you're, currently in communication with them and whatnot. But I'm not getting any specifics this time around, which is leading me to believe that some of you may be in contact with them, some of you may not be. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem like it really matters whether you're in communication with this person or not, because the impact that they've had on your life and the impact you've had on their life seems to be so extreme, it truly doesn't matter whether or not the two of you are still interacting in the 3D or not. There's going to be a lot to unpack during today's reading. So I suppose just bear with me as I hop around because there's a lot of information to get out, and I'm going to just sort of let myself be a free channel and go all over the place if that's what it takes, okay? We're going to actually start over here with my Moonology cards. We have full moon with forgiveness, new moon with beginnings. So we have both a full and new moon, complete rotation, a complete cycle, okay? We also have the moon's moment with synchronicity, as well as talk to the moon with communicate. So one of the very first messages I want to get out for you is that it seems like there's something about this connection that has been meant to wake you and this person up to the universal language, okay? And one of the ways that our divine team communicates with us, one of the ways the universe communicates with us, of course, is through numbers, synchronicity. It's almost like, in a way, our divine has it's almost like a language. I don't know how else to put it, you guys. And excuse me if I'm a little bit fumbly with my words. It is the morning. I woke up and instantly I was like, I have to get this reading out here. And I'm not a morning person if you're new to the channel, so bear with me, okay? But it's almost like if you know, you know, it's almost like learning a new language, because when you first start on your awakening journey, it's not uncommon for you to suddenly out of nowhere start noticing all of the signs and synchronicities like you may have never noticed before, or it almost feels like you're being bombarded, especially when it comes to things like angel numbers. And I'm speaking from my own experience here when I talk about that. When I began my awakening, it was in, well, okay, not to be too critical or anything, but when I first became conscious of my awakening, when I had pulled out of Dark Night of the Soul and had like what I consider to be a big boom of ascension and was now conscious of what was going on the whole time, it was January of 2022. And out of nowhere, it was like the angel numbers would not stop. It was like everywhere I looked, angel number, angel number, angel number. And it almost felt like I was being bombarded with signs and synchronicities from the universe. And it wasn't even just about numbers. It was animal totems, certain types of birds, certain songs. Synchronicity, of course, can come in many different forms. And it's almost as if the divine speaks to us in our own personal language when it comes to synchronicities. And it's kind of like one of those things where if you know, you know, and once you sort of see those signs and synchronicities, it becomes very difficult to ignore that. You know what I mean? Especially when you're beginning on your awakening journey and you feel like you've been bombarded with them out of nowhere. Now, it's almost like deciphering codes in a way, wouldn't you say? I don't know, if anybody wants to share their story down below, please do. I feel like I'm rambling now, and part of that is because I'm still waking up, so just bear with me, you guys. You guys are the best. You're some of the most patient and understanding people I've ever met in my life, and that's why I love you over here on the Awakened Soul community. But, well, that's one of the reasons why I love you all. But anywho, I feel like, again, one of the biggest purposes of meeting this person was to sort of like plug you into your own consciousness in a way. You've began to be more conscious of the way God speaks to you, the way the universe communicates with you. It's almost like this person had you do a complete 180 and your life again came full circle. It's very interesting that we had the full moon and the new moon card come out one by one like that, because even that in a way is sort of like a synchronicity. It's very cyclical. It's coming full circle. It's again kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. You're doing a complete 180. It's a complete roundabout. So I wouldn't be surprised if both you and this person completely changed your lives around since meeting each other or since deepening this connection. I will tell you right away that this feels like a high-level soul connection, okay? Yes, it probably could be a soulmate connection, but this is one of those instances where I could definitely see this being a twin flame connection. Please don't attach too heavily to those labels. At the end of the day, even if this person is your twin flame, the purpose of meeting them is to be a catalyst to your own spiritual awakening, okay? Bottom line, and I'm not going to go on that whole tangent right now, but it is the truth. They're there to help wake you up spiritually. It's one of the most intense and overwhelming experiences a human being can have, in my opinion. Been there, done that myself, so I'm fully aware of that. But again, yeah, they're meant to be a catalyst, and the reason I believe that for some of you out there that's what this is because everything in these cards right now is telling me that it does seem like this person was meant to be a huge catalyst of change in your life, and same goes from them to you. I do think that there's a lot that's been mirrored here. I'm sort of taking a look at like the mirror image notes within the imagery of the cards. So I wouldn't be surprised if both you and this person have a lot of mirroring going on. You've learned very similar lessons throughout your experience with one another. And there's just a lot going on here. Now, side note, like I said, I'm going to be jumping around a lot during today's reading, and I'm sorry if that bugs you guys, but it's what I'm feeling called to do, so I'm honoring that. We have communicate coming out here too. They keep drawing my eye back to that, so I feel like they want me to touch on that for you right now. With communicate, I feel like prior to meeting this person, maybe you had a very blocked throat chakra, or they did, probably both of you, where you had a very difficult time speaking up, speaking out, and speaking authentically. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a people pleaser. Maybe it was very difficult for you to actually communicate your needs. or communicate what was going on inside. You maybe just felt kind of nervous to speak up and speak your mind in a lot of situations. For some of you out there, maybe even you had a tendency to lie or manipulate situations so that you could avoid conflict or something like that. But however that presented for you and your person, both of you definitely had some kind of issues with your throat chakra. And I think that there was something great about this connection that was meant to sort of unblock that for you, along with a lot of your other chakras and just in general to help you out along your path, both spiritually and personally. But there's something significant about communication. I wouldn't be surprised if part of your life's path, your life destiny here, in this lifetime involves communication in one way, shape, or form, whether that's for work or just some sort of soul mission that you had before incarnating involved improving on your communication and being able to speak up and possibly even help others because of your words. Because this talks about like destiny being tied in with the body, okay? And I did bookmark a few pages from this book for these when I touch on those a little bit deeper as we go along here. But to my knowledge, this card does talk about you having a destined life purpose in this lifetime, and your body has something to do with that, right? So I think in this instance, it's like you being able to actually communicate, you being able to speak up and speak out. And of course, that's not just for your benefit. I think that there's also something about you being authentic within yourself, and being able to communicate that is helping other people as well. There is something about this communication that goes far beyond just the self for you and your person. I think that meeting this person, helping you level up, helping you ascend and grow personally as well, is helping other people in the process as well. Even if it's just one other person in your life, I think that you changing this much, you going through this process is helping other people to be inspired to maybe do the same or to do inner work on themselves or whatever it is for you. I really feel like it's different for everybody because, of course, everybody has a different life purpose. But I do believe that there is something here tied in with communication. So for a few of you out there, maybe because of this connection and everything you've gone through in it, you have become some sort of a motivational speaker, or you could do something involving speaking for a living or writing or creating music or something that carries that strong throat chakra energy of communication, right? And again, not only that, but I also feel like this is helping you to sort of learn the language of the universe, learn how your guardian angels are communicating with you, learn how the universe is communicating with you as an individual, okay? And I think that this person was meant to be a huge catalyst in your life to give you like a completely fresh start. And I wouldn't be surprised if since you met this person or since the like awakening process started with meeting them, if both you and they are like almost completely different people now from when you first met or from prior to meeting them or however it goes for your specific situation. I feel like it's almost as if you've been reborn into a completely different person. And it was quite a radical and extreme change that you've gone through, and ditto to them, by the way. Another thing I do want to note is that, you know, between the forgiveness energy and the despicable face, I feel like, and the Earth's heart as well, I do feel like there's something about this connection that has forced both you and this person to forgive yourselves and to forgive other people as well. There's something very bright about this connection that seems to shine a light on everything, whether it's things you want to see or not. I do think that you've learned a lot from this process, and it's meant to help you to really learn to love all parts of yourself, including things that you've wanted to hide away or suppress or not acknowledge. I'm actually going to pull out the guidebook here, you guys, and I'm going to read a little bit of information about some of these cards now, just because I really enjoy Kim Kranz's work, and I think she does a really good job at articulating the messages that need to come out. With the despicable face, which I'm tying in with the forgiveness card, we have what is hidden, unaccepted, and shamed, okay? One side note, by the way, is that full moon energy, I don't know if you've ever considered doing like a full moon purge or something like that, but full moon energy is all about forgiveness, purging, releasing, and healing. So if you're watching this around the time of a full moon, or if you can remember to, personally, I'm all in favor of like intentionally writing down things you want to forgive, purge, heal, and release during like roughly the 72 hours surrounding a full moon, and let it go. But setting that intention and actually writing it down can really help you out. I used to do that every single full moon, and now I still do when I feel like I really need to. But around the time of a full moon is a beautiful time to actually like release something. I mean, you can be extra if you want. I used to be ultra extra and I would like go to the ocean and write everything down and then like burn the paper in a safe environment, by the way, at my house, okay? Like in a bonfire pit or something like that, like release something, okay? And of course, like just be safe with whatever you do. You can easily just like write it down and then throw the paper away, or like drip some sage oil on it or something like that. Or even just like go outside in a beautiful place in nature and pray, meditate about it, and like verbally announce the people you want to forgive, the parts of yourself you want to forgive, the things you want to release that are no longer serving you. But if you can really do that and like articulate it out loud or on paper, personally, I think that helps to kind of amplify the energy, because like you're doubling up with that throat chakra energy of expressing that it is your intention to release this or forgive this or whatever. But anyway, I hope that's making sense. I'm going to read a little bit about this now, okay? The despicable face is never seen. Rather, it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face and their own reasons for assuming it is an abomination. It could be a buried resentment, an insecurity, or a physical characteristic that holds us back from expressing our true self. Remarkably, once revealed, it is not despicable at all. It is human. It is interesting. What was once thought of as an error becomes an asset on our journey of alchemical transformation. This card connects us to others and to humanity as a whole. Through acceptance, we lift the veil of perfection and reclaim our energy. Honesty and acceptance are the balm that heals the most tender wounds, okay? To go deeper into this, it's suggested to watch the movie Edward Scissorhands, and honestly, I think that fits this energy very well. I feel like there's been a lot of shadow work done because of this connection, and I also feel as though your ego has been tested several times, and so has theirs, okay? Because unfortunately, a lot of insecurities may have gotten in your way, or again, maybe something you were burying or not wanting to face was a resentment you had towards another person or towards yourself, okay? For a lot of you out there, I really feel as though you had a difficult time forgiving yourself, or there were a lot of aspects about you that you had a difficult time accepting and acknowledging. And again, there's something about this connection that has been meant to be like a mirror for you. So you had no choice but to look at it, acknowledge it, heal it, and pour more love into yourself and others. I think that you and this person have both really struggled with that. I don't think it's one-sided. I think that actually both you and your person have had a tendency to be way too overly critical of yourselves. Most of you out there are probably perfectionists, or have a lot of perfectionist tendencies. You don't like to make mistakes, and it's one of those classic cases where you make a little tiny mistake and you beat yourself up about it forever, but other people in your life you might have no problem forgiving right away because you acknowledge that they're human and no one is meant to be perfect, right? But maybe struggle to forgive yourselves. And for some of you out there, maybe there were other people that you knew you needed to forgive, like you had buried resentments or something you had suppressed for a long time that surfaced because of this connection, and forced you to kind of let go of it, right? But again, I just really feel as though you and this person have learned what true love is. True love is really unconditional, and that includes the love you feel for yourself, right? That you're not meant to be perfect and you're still deserving of love. And I'm here to remind you that God loves you. You don't have to be perfect to earn the love of God / creator / source. Okay. And that is the definition of what unconditional love is. It doesn't have to be earned. It's just there for the taking and everybody has it, right? It's important that you learn to give that to yourself as well. Now, I'm going to open up to the Earth's heart, which is further confirming a lot of what I've already said to you now. We have the Earth's heart, depth, pulse, and buried treasure. Essentially, this card discusses something that's being unearthed, right? Something that was buried deep inside that is coming to the surface. And so it's further, affirming the points I was already making to you. I do think that there was a lot deep down that was buried inside of you that you had suppressed or forgotten about or refused to acknowledge that has surfaced because of this connection. And it's another reason why I think that this person has been a great catalyst for you and vice versa for your personal growth journey as well as your spiritual growth, because there's a lot that's been unearthed and revealed because of this person and because of this connection, okay? I think you've probably been on quite the roller coaster ride with each other, I must say. And if you were wondering whether that is one-sided or not, I can tell you pretty much without a doubt that this person has gone through just about as much of a roller coaster ride as you have, whether or not they're acknowledging that in the 3D to you or not. And to be honest with you, it truly doesn't matter. This is all about you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's important to focus on you and your growth and your journey first and foremost, and all else will fall into place, okay? I'm going to take a sip of my coffee real quickly, and then we're going to talk about the rest of the cards here, and I may or may not have time for tarot. We're going to see. I will do an extended if I need to, so just bear with me for a sec, you guys. Okay, so let's touch on the white rose, the red and white rose, because we have vital force, arising, and awakening. Again, what have I been saying, you guys? 2222 on the timer, by the way. Drop a comment down below with 222 if you want to claim this reading or affirm it. In the laboratory, the merging of red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. The pristine white of the rose is not threatened by the blood red pigment. Their mixing does not make pink. Rather, each color remains vibrantly itself, expressing its message. Like the rod of Asclepius. I don't know if I can say that. Is that a Greek god? Like the rod of Asclepius, representing health and vitality, this card appears to signify the awakening of the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. I'm going to say that again. This card appears to signify the awakening of the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. Without the body, spiritual teachings remain conceptual, not yet integrated into the everyday. This card encourages the alchemist to honor the body as a temple each and every day, observing it, listening to it, mining it for information and guidance. At its height, this card signifies a mastery, a uniting of body to serve the soul's purpose, as seen in the like of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. Okay? Again, a uniting of body to serve the soul's purpose. So again, there could be something about like using your body to fulfill your life purpose or something like that through communication or whatever it is. I just heard yoga teacher. Maybe some of you out there are like yoga teachers or your meditation teachers or something like that. That's one possibility here. But also I think that there's a huge link between these two cards, by the way. And I just really think that you and this person are meant to recognize that like your body really is a temple. You need to take care of your body. You need to honor your body. And you are here in a vessel to learn very important lessons and to ascend spiritually as well. And to not overly focus on like just the spiritual lessons you're learning, but to also honor your body in the process. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. You're doing your grounding exercises. You are meditating. And you are really honoring your body in the process. Again, the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. To me, that's talking about incarnating to help you ascend. And to my knowledge, part of the purpose of incarnation is to help us ascend. There's a reason we incarnate into bodies. Personally, not to get too personal here, but for a while when I was like just first ascending, it's like I almost forgot that I was human and I had human needs and things like that. And I was so focused on like the spiritual lessons I was learning, I would forget to ground myself. I would forget to bring myself back down to earth and like honor my body and focus on my body needs and whatnot. So I think that this is also a reminder for you that it's important to take care of your body. Make sure you're eating well, eating healthy, you know, spending time in nature, in the sunlight, with fresh air, clean water, and meditating and getting proper rest, okay? Little things like that is very important. It's not a good idea to overly focus on like the spiritual lessons you're meant to be learning while neglecting your body in the process, okay? With the alchemical wedding, we do have union energy, we have celebration, we have the uniting of two opposites, which is also noted over here. It's like, this is talking about union, right? But it's reminding you that you get to be your own sovereign being in the process. Like, yes, you and this person are deeply connected to one another. You are in union with one another, but you are still your own sovereign beings at the same time. So another note for you is that maybe you or this person had codependency issues or something like that. And there is something about this connection that is kind of helping you to break that pattern, to keep your own sovereignty, your own sovereign identity through that process, and to like relinquish any kind of like codependency you had in the past, okay? To make sure that you retain your own sense of individuality and that you not only retain that, but you embrace that. You embrace who you really are. Again, something about letting your own self shine, being completely authentic, and I just heard in love with yourself. And I suppose that's not saying like in a narcissistic way of like being in love with yourself, like thinking you're better than other people, but it is a good idea to like truly love yourself on a deep level. Like don't, worship yourself. That's taking a little bit too far. But to really embrace who you are as a person and your own journey is a beautiful thing, okay? Now, there's so much to unpack. Actually, they're showing me the time on this clock. Let me see real quickly. I'm going to hold it up for you. It looks to be like 2:54, I believe. I think that's the shorthand and that's the longhand. To me, it looks like 2:54. If you guys have a different idea, you're welcome to share down below. I don't know why that's significant. Maybe that's an important time for someone, but they just showed that to me, so I had to show it to you guys. I also want to just note that we have so many different colors being represented here, so just a side note, I do think that this person is helping you to balance out your chakras, maybe because of these snakes that we have here. You even had like a Kundalini activation or a Kundalini rising because of this person or something. Certainly wouldn't be shocked, okay? Anyway, we're going to hop into the channeled messages now. Like I suspected, this kind of went over time, okay? And that is just fine. I felt a specific calling to get this message out for you guys here today. So we're going to get channeled messages out. I am going to do an extended for this person's thoughts and feelings about you right now, like their current stance towards you. So if you would like to do a deep dive into that, please join us for the extended. That info will be down below in the pinned comment and the description box. It's over on Patreon. And when you join us over there, you'll also get access to all of my other Patreon videos. So, okay, we're just going to do channeled messages here today and a message from the universe just for you. okay? I want to start over. I'm in a committed relationship. There's a lot to unpack between those two cards. I feel so happy with you. This person could currently be in a third-party situation, or you could be. Or I suppose they could be in a relationship with you as well. Don't force any of these cards to fit if they don't fit, okay? As always, with any tarot reading, especially general tarot readings, please only take the messages that truly resonate with you and leave the ones that don't. Never force anything to fit if it doesn't. And if you are still here and you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Stick around for more readings in the future. And I would also appreciate it if you've been enjoying this, if you would hit that like button, because it really helps me out. And I appreciate you guys so very much for all of the support you give me and the channel. Okay, I can't do this. I have too much to lose. I feel so happy with you. I am so sorry. I remember you. I am so determined. You are my everything. Lots of blues and yellows coming out so far. Solar plexus and throat chakra. We also have air sign, that is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That could be dominant in your chart or their chart. Do you see the signs too? Again, yeah, this person is clearly awakening to like the signs and synchronicities they're seeing as well. Are you single? That's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic. And heavy sacral chakra energy coming out now. My ego keeps getting in the way. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. There's something interesting going on here that might come out during the extended. I'll touch on that a little bit more. Of course, this is one of those situations where it's like, don't force it to fit if it doesn't. Maybe you and this person aren't in communication and you don't know what's going on in your personal lives or something like that, and they're curious to find out. This person's still healing. I do think they did something that they feel bad about, they're feeling guilty about, and they do want forgiveness for. This person, I don't know. I'm feeling called to kind of just leave it there, you guys. I'm going to get out some tiles and charms and your message from the universe, and then we're going to go into the extended. So let's do that. Okay, where did I put? Oh, there they are. That was more than I expected. Wow, and we do have the love triangle charm coming out. So yeah, this could definitely be a third party situation for some of you out there. Ego. Wow. Okay, this person could be wrestling with their ego. I also just heard egret. Maybe egrets are an important symbol for you, or eagles. Okay. Balance. Somebody's name could be Elle or Ellie. Al, Allison, Allie, Alex, Alan even. Somebody's name could be Glenn as well, or B. And Neil. Somebody's name could also be Neil. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. We're going to get the rest of these charms out, and we're going to chat about that. Like I said, the very first charm that I saw for you guys is this love triangle or love square charm. So yeah, there could definitely be a third-party situation going on here on your side, their side, or maybe for both of you, potentially. We have the chariot / the horse charm here. It always reminds me of chariot energy, okay? This person may be thinking about, charging towards you or moving towards you in the future, okay? We do have a heart key as well as a Mickey Mouse key coming out here, okay? Or just like a mouse key in general. Maybe Disney is important to this connection or something like that. And this heart key here is blue. So again, there's some kind of key here with the throat chakra. I don't know why that might be like specific for you and something you wanted to take on or learn in this lifetime, but there's something about communication that is like the key to the heart or something like that. I don't know. It's very interesting. I feel like you'll know if you know, right? We have a feather and a guardian angel coming out here. So to me, that's talking about signs and synchronicities from the divine. Again, you're able to receive these messages now like never before. Maybe you weren't tuned into them before this connection began, and neither was your person, and now both of you are like aware of them. Feathers are a good synchronicity as well. Like, you know, they say your guardian angels are speaking to you when you stumble across a random feather happenstance. And I know in my own personal life, especially in the beginning of my journey, like it would all synchronize so beautifully. It was almost miraculous. Like one week it would be like striped feathers. The next week it would be brown feathers. The week after that it would be, you know, this and that, and it would change, but there would always be some sort of a pattern to it. And I would notice this, and that's one of the ways that we can identify it to be a synchronicity, not just a coincidence, because it happened too many times in a row to be able to continue to be a coincidence, right? And different colors of feathers and styles of feathers and stuff like that carry different messages supposedly. But I personally also believe that your divine team knows how to communicate with you on a personal level. Like if there is a certain number, for example, like a birthday or an old house number or something like that, that means something to you, but not this random person over there, like you will be communicated to on an individual level, right? You'll see that number when it has some sort of relevance and significance to you, your path, and your journey, right? So I just want to remind all of you of that out there too. And we're going to pick a random one from my bookmarks here. These messages are meant to be just for you, although it could relate to this connection, so take it how it resonates for your life and your journey. We have the B, productivity. It is time to examine your productivity. Disorganization and indecisiveness may be causing you to miss opportunities. Take a moment to prioritize your goals and get a clear view of how to get where you want to go and what it will take to get you there. We also have today is a fresh start. Now, if you want to claim this reading, if you want to claim this affirmation, I invite you to type this down below or read it aloud with me. Also, drop a B emoji down below to let me know you've made it this far. Today is a fresh start. Today is a brand new day that I will embrace as a new beginning and make the most of this day. Beautiful. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here. I know that was a lot to unpack. If you are still with me, I want to give you a big shout out and thank you for carrying along with the journey here today, coming along on this journey with me here today. I can't talk. I need to finish my coffee and wake up a little bit, but I don't know what it was, you guys. I felt a calling to get this reading out today, and it was like nothing was going to get in my way. I can't explain it to you. So I know this message needed to find someone out there. But anyway, I am going to leave this here and go into the extended. During the extended, we're going to cover their current thoughts and feelings about you, basically their current stance towards you. We just went over time with this reading here today, so I needed to cut it short. But if you want to join us for the extended to unpack that info's down below, like I said, and you'll also get access to all my other Patreon videos when you do that. If you're leaving us here, I do hope to see you around the channel again, and I hope each and every one of you has a beautiful rest of your day or night. And until next time, bye for now.